This is Mr. John. Okay, we're going to do some drill with our rifles. We do some fancy stuff, precision. Okay, we were both in high school ROTC. I went on then to college ROTC and continued to do drill all the way till I graduated from college, and then got too busy with life and kind of gave it up. But if you guys have ever seen the drill competitions, that's the kind of stuff we did in high school and in college. I know we're both a little rusty. We're both about 40 years older. Okay, so you're gonna have to cut us some slack. Don't laugh. Don't laugh at us. All right, and you know, we might screw up. I'm gonna put that out there right now. Don't set your expectations too high. All right, but one of the things that we want to be able to do with all of you is have you guys learn to be able to do this stuff, and maybe someday actually we'll be able to compete. Okay, because it's a lot of fun. Now, one of the things you see is I took my rings off, took my watches off, because that's all stuff that's going to get caught. Okay, with your glasses, some of you may have to wear them all the time. In my case, I only wear them when I want to see. Normally, I don't want to see, so I don't usually wear them. Okay, but even with the glasses, you just need to remember really where they're at so that you don't take them off with the rifles. Okay, so first thing we're going to start off with is just a very simple 15 count manual of arms. All right? And what I want you to pay attention to is how we're going to try and do it at the same time, because the idea is anybody can do a 15 count manual of arms, but can you do it with 10 people in line and everybody looking the same at the same time? That's the precision part. Okay, so we're going to start off with that. Ready? We'll face it. I don't want to look at that. All right. Ready? Go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
See how every move had a specific thing you were doing, right? And as you get better, you learn where to snap and where to tap, so you hear the little noises, right? And when everybody in the crowd is quiet, that's what you hear, is the tapping, the hitting, you know, and everybody's doing it at the same time, so it sounds really loud, okay? We'll do that one more time.
Okay.
I kind of screwed up in a couple of parts. Here we go, ready? Go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Okay, and the reason that's called the manual of arms is because in a 15 count, we're doing everything that you would be expected to learn when you're under arms as far as commands, right? So what this was the right shoulder arms, okay? Then you go to left shoulder arms. Then you go to port arms, present arms, and then order arms. Those were the moves that we just did, but we did it as a 15 count all at the same time. All right. Now we're going to show you a couple of fancy things, not a whole lot. All right, because like I said, I'm a little rusty. He's a lot rusty. All right, so we're going to do a couple of moves. We're going to do right shoulder arms.
Okay.
Okay, the fancy right shoulder arms.
Gotcha.
All right, right shoulder arms. Did you guys see the regular right shoulder arms is like this, right? Like that. But now we're going to get fancy. We're going to put a little spin into it, right? We're going to do it like that. The right shoulder arms. Same command, just different occasions. Like if you're in a parade field and the general's coming out and you're all going to salute him, you're not going to do the fancy stuff because it'd be too hard for everybody to do it. But if you're going to compete, then you want to throw a little fanciness into it, right? Order arms. There you go. Same thing, right? Just the regular order arms is just like that. But we're going to make it fancy, and we're going to do an order arms with a fancy little spin, and that's order arms, okay? Let's see, Queen Anne salute.
Okay.
All right? Well, I'll do the Queen Anne salute.
Okay.
He's got bad knees. Got bad arm. So, mine aren't as bad. So I'll do the Queen Anne salute.
Gotcha.
And then you'll do a regular inspection arms.
Okay.
A fancy one. And I'll do the fancy inspection.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. Queen Anne salute. This is basically, the British came up with this, and it was to salute Queen Anne. But there's more. Okay, that's the Queen Anne salute. And that's basically present arms, except really fancy. And once again, as an individual, oh, that's kind of neat. But when you have an entire line of individuals doing it, whether staggered, so you'll see everybody doing it staggered or all at the same time, it looks kind of cool. Okay? We'll do Queen Anne salute one more time. Queen Anne salute. Alright, so that's just a little, okay, inspection arms. So when somebody wants to see your rifle, you'll check your bolt, make sure it's clear, that you don't shoot anybody on accident. They're going to tell you to do an inspection arms, and that's what that is right there. Inspection arms, you check, you look in, got to do a little better cleaning over here, Johnny. Yep. Alright, but okay, good. Order arms. Okay, so then of course, that's the regular inspection arms. Then, of course, we got to have a fancy inspection arms, right? If you got a regular, you got to do fancy too. And there's your fancy inspection arms. I know, right? Well, it's kind of, whoa, all right. It's really not all that hard because I can do it. Okay? Mind you now, last time I did it was 92. It's a long time ago, right? Because that's when I graduated from college. Last time Johnny did it was 87.
Right.
All right, because that's when we graduated from high school.
Actually, I graduated in 91.
91.
And Mr. Lorenzo, that's what we're going to be, when you're going to be teaching them once they arrive here, that's where we're going to focus on these things, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the idea is that, you know, it's all part of just doing something a little cool, a little interesting, something. Hold on a minute. Is that you?
I think that's in the alley.
Sounds like it's with the
Yeah, it sounds like it's in the alley.
back there.
Yeah, it's the alley.
Okay. Because that does sound like my panic alarm too.
It sounds like mine too. I think they're all the same sound.
So, what would be really neat is when you get to go to competitions and stuff, you know. And if you guys have been on the websites and Facebook pages, you see that there are competitions for young Marines, but you also get to compete against Sikh cadets, ROTC cadets, you know, and that's, I went to competitions all over the place when we were in high school and when I went to college. We went everywhere to do competition because it's kind of a cool thing to do, you know, and it teaches you how to be sharp, you know, and discipline and all that other good stuff, discipline in controlling your weapon, controlling, you know, your movements, right? Because every movement is done specifically to do something else. All right. Which one? Which one haven't we done yet? Well, back then I didn't have all this either. Wasn't allowed to. Okay.
I don't quite remember. All
right, we're going to show you one that we've been practicing. Okay. One of the other things too is there was individual drill, team drill, and doubles. Where it was two individuals doing, you go with this?
By doing, by you flipping me and
I'm not going to flip.
You're gonna flip it.
All right, so once again, now this one, okay, when you do it, it looks really cool if you've had enough practice. It can hurt the other person if you're not really careful, but that's kind of what's cool about it too, right? It's like, wow, I didn't hit him with my rifle. I didn't hit her with the rifle. All right, well, the idea behind it is that you're switching, you are giving each other your rifle, and then you're going to go to port arms with it, okay? All right, ready? Remember, you're going to do it?
Yep.
Ready? Go. Yeah, see it? And although I've been doing it for years, I screwed that one up, so we're going to do it again. Yeah, you're right. You got to do the double tap. Ready? Go. There we go. Now see how many bad things can happen doing that, right?
That's why you have to control it.
Right, okay. So, and then what other moves that would be is, you know, you would would do something like that, and then you would all both face the crowd, and then you would spin the weapon, so that you can do entire routines. Okay, that's just one of the joint type of routines that you would do. Ready? Go. And obviously, you know, we're a little green. We're not as sharp as we used to be. Okay. So those are just some examples. I forgot one though. I did Queen Anne's, right?
Yes.
Did I do this one? I think I did that.
Yes, you did.
Okay, I don't remember. And then we did the Queen Anne's. And then, yeah, we did. I didn't do that though, did I?
No, you didn't.
Okay, I just remembered that one. See, it just comes to you, all the different stuff you used to do. And most of the stuff is with your right hand, because most people are right-handed. Okay? But when you get really good, you're doing stuff right hand, left hand. You know, we did used to, which is kind of cool. Wouldn't be able to do it in here, where you would literally do something like this and pass it off to the person behind you. Okay? You remember doing that?
I think I do, but I'm not quite sure.
So I mean, there's all kinds of different maneuvers and stuff like that. Okay? But a lot of it, you know, is all going to start with the very, very bottom basics. Everything's got to be sharp, right? If you don't have a rifle, you can say you don't have a rifle, okay? No, hold the bow, on the bow. And you're going to do, you know, stand at attention, right? Well, you're supposed to be at attention. Attention means if there's a fly on your nose, you let the fly stay on your nose, right? And then if you're going to move, you make your movement sharp. Every movement has a purpose, right? You're not doing this. You're not doing that, right? Stuff like, see, I even wore my fancy shoes today, so I wouldn't slip. You know, your mouth faces, right? You want to look sharp when you're going. You're not moving all over the place. Your movements are very, very determined to what you're trying to do. Okay? Does that make sense? Because that's all going to be part of when you're trying. If you don't have them sharp without a rifle, you know how messed up they're going to be with a rifle? Okay? The rifle don't move all over the place. The rifle stays as close to my right foot as possible. Okay? See what I mean? You know, and it's all about precision. It's all about being sharp. Everything you do. You know, and then you add in the fancy snaps and the fancy quick moves, right? And the order arms and then all that kind of stuff. So, any questions? Anybody want to try any of that out?
So I have a question, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Lorenzo. So it takes, it's going to take not one or two drills. It'll take maybe up to a year before.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because this
no.
is not going to be learned overnight.
No, and initially, you know, Mr. Lenny's got the plastic rifles there, okay? Because these we actually still use when we do our firing squads and stuff. So we really want to try and keep these in decent shape. So initially, we're going to start with the plastic rifles, okay? So you don't have, now there is a difference in the weight. Anybody want to see what this one weighs? Come on. Serious difference, right? Now remember, these are real rifles, so always keep it pointed out, okay? But you see there's a serious difference in weight, right? Johnny, get one of the plastic ones.
Gotcha.
Ready? Okay. Now see, now check out. Now you guys know because you guys have used these rifles, but look at the difference. See the difference? Okay. Good. That's good. See, you see what it weighs? Now look at the difference.
It's no different.
Big difference, right? And that all makes a difference when you start spinning them around and start tossing them and start. Go check that one out.
Hey guys, here, if you get a chance, and we have, number 4 is a Marine Corps silent drill team. And you see how
I'm just
positioned
trying
they are.
to show you guys the difference between the two. Now I had told Johnny that, you know, back when we were in ROTC, the first sergeant, if we, you know, didn't have too much strength in our arms, you know, and he don't remember, I think he just blocked it out because we blocked certain things out of our mind. So, you know, part of what we would do is we would do this, okay? And when he wanted to make it more difficult, he would put 2 of the arms. And we would do this because you have to be able to get used to the weight and make this one, when you have it in your hands, feel as simple as this one, okay? Because the weight, when you're doing the maneuvers and stuff with it, it's all about its own inertia, okay? It won't feel heavy. If you're just starting from, right here and you think you're gonna make it spin, it's gonna be a little harder, right? But that's why we throw in a little kick. See, that was all momentum. That was all momentum that just did that. No, I used absolutely no strength to do that. I kicked it, and the rifle did what it had to do. You see, and those are all the little things that, you know, you start learning and picking up as you go along. Okay, so this is something that we're hoping you guys want to learn how to do. It's kind of fun. It'll be neat, and then no matter what you do, whether it's at the color guard or whether it's in the competition, you'll keep that in your mind, and it's like, oh yeah. This, you know, it's not a big deal. We can handle this, all right? Any other questions or anything? Okay, anything else?
Can you do the bolt clear?
Which one? The bolt? Okay. Yeah, that is kind of like one of my favorite ones. Yeah, I kind of like doing that. Now the thing too to remember, see, you got to remember all these little things when you're doing these things. The bolt is a lot easier to open when it's already been basically charged. Okay? When it hasn't been charged, see how much harder it is to actually open? So that's why when you're going to do that, you make sure the weapon's already charged. So that way it'll open a lot easier. When you're trying to do it this way, it's a little harder. Okay? And that's still just little things that you would know, that you would prepare before you actually do that training or competition. Okay? Anything else? Okay. Well, hopefully you'll be able to do this and then some, because we'll keep jogging our memory for all the different routines and stuff we used to do, because what makes it neat is when you have an entire routine. So you're moving, right? And you're moving and you're traveling and you're doing things, and then you're throwing in moves. And that's all part of what awards you points to be able to win these competitions and look sharp. Okay?